And now to the team from Great Britain, Neamh, DAVISON and Daniel Borisov. He started pair skating just 5 months ago.
Whoa.
Amazing. Neamh, DAVISON and Daniel Borisov from Great Britain.
Well, you know, Mark, I mean, clearly, and you said 5 months this young man has been doing pairs. That is a very, very short period of time. And you can see where they're at their development things. They've got lots of work to do, no question. Forget about the mistakes for a second. Just, the speed of the turns and the lifts, things like that. That's okay, because where they're at after 5 months, pretty remarkable.
Absolutely, and I think Daniel was explaining that he was obviously a single skater and he had perhaps more of a natural predisposition to this discipline, but only took the decision to make that 5 months ago. They have been incredibly fortunate to find one another, not just because they're both physically a perfect match, but also because they both rotate in the clockwise direction, which is rarer. And so the fact that they have found each other, and the fact that they make such a physical good match as well as rotating the same way,
it's only a matter of time and experience. And you can see the mechanics of the takeoff on most of the elements are fine. The finding the ending or the execution of the elements, that is not there yet, for sure. This, you can see the turns here, scratchy on the toe picks and slowing down, things like that. That's not a criticism, it's just an analysis of where they're at this moment.
And given that they only teamed up 5 months ago, the fact that they, like I say, found each other is brilliant, but with 5 months to go into the season, then they will not have had the time to work on just their stylistic match, their fundamental match. And so this team, I suspect, hopefully we'll see them again next season, and they'll continue to stay together for many more years to come, because when they've got time, I think they could be good.
And as you mentioned before, just being in this environment, watching the other teams, they will know what they have to do They won't even need to know that from the coach.
No.
They're going to say, oh, well, these guys get faster, they do this, they're smoother, whatever. They'll figure that out. Just being around those athletes.
And they're totally committed. They competed last week at a domestic event in Sheffield in the UK. They've come to Riga. They're going to the John Nicks Memorial in New York after
awesome.
this. So the team and their families behind them are being really supportive to help give them the education to do well. And at least we can corroborate that they've got a good talent pool. They've got the potential to justify that.
Competitions such as this and going to New York and whatnot is school. You only learn by, or you can learn the skills in practice rate, but if you don't apply them in competition, it's not the same thing. You're skating to compete, so you have to be in competition, and they're doing that right now, and they're learning very well. We'll see a different team at the end of the season, I'm sure.
Even things like Daniel explained that he hadn't been into Europe before this event. Like, there's so many facets.
Whoa, back up here. He lives in England, and he has
No, they train in the States.
Oh, they train in the States. Okay, that's
and so he hadn't been over to Europe, and then last week they were in Sheffield.
Okay.
And I hear obviously in Riga. So there's so many, gosh, in terms of exponential life experiences. He's
when you said he wasn't in Europe, I'm going,
what?
Just waiting for the scores to come in. You can hear the Zamboni in the back getting ready. Get that video sheet ready there, Mark.
Thank you. And Neamh had explained that the short program that they've just performed matches her style, and you can see she's such a wonderful performer, so engaging, facially and expressive. And they explained that the free program perhaps matches Daniel's style a little bit more, and so we look forward to seeing that. They need to do the shape hearts. They're taking a selfie, but you've got to do the shape hearts.
The victories. Victory sign. Did you not send them the memo?
No, I think there's. Oh, she's gonna do shape. Oh no. Yes. Come on, Neamh.
Yeah.
We'll have a word with her after.
They didn't get your memo.
But they come to this event with their training mates from the States, the second American pair team to compete here. They train with as well. So we'll see their coach Trudy again in the kiss and cry in the next group, and that, I'm sure, a great comfort to them in the midst of this really new experience for them as a team. To have some familiarity and comfort with friends and training mates at the event is going to be massive too.
And they might be having a little glitch on, as we did with the women's, the processing of the scores. Out of those 7 elements, 5 of them were under review. That is now complete. They have 2 falls, so they automatic -2. 1 point for each fall. They're happy though.
Yeah, I love that. I love the fact that there's an awareness of it's just a performance, but it's not defining. It's not. This isn't their Olympic Games. This isn't the end of your journey.
And they're enjoying the camaraderie and the friendship and the journey all together.
And I ended up on the same bus, in fact, actually same flight as them from the UK over to Riga and Latvia, and they just seemed like a really happy team. And there, I love that too, an acknowledgement of the coach and the support that the coach has given.
No, that's lovely. So, Mark, talk to me about why the judges don't have the scores. No, they do actually have the win. They're just getting. I think there's some sort of difficulty in getting them to the screen.
And that's why we're so treated by the fact that this is a positive team in the kiss and cry, being sustained for a long period.
Exactly. But one of the problems is this is like one of our few breaks. That Zamboni is getting really close to finishing.
So if you don't hear us at the beginning of the next warm-up group, you know that we didn't make it to the toilet in time. It was interesting. A year ago, Neamh, we did see Neamh compete in the Junior Grand Prix last year with a previous partner, and then that partnership terminated. And then I saw Neamh's mum and dad at the airport when I was going on holiday, and I said, "Oh, now Neamh's not competing. You guys can go on holiday and you can have, spend money on yourselves now." No, she's back in the mix.
Yeah,
she's. But such is the support of a parent that they don't question it.
What would you rather do? I mean, you'd rather do a trip to somewhere you'd like to go, or see your children happy doing something that's physical and challenging, and all the skills that come along with that, all the learning that comes along with that.
And representing the nation at an international event.
Yeah, what an honor. Even if it is great.
shots fired.
Yeah, exactly. Across the bow. Oh, she's going to check out the scores. What's going on here?
Come on. In fact, she might need to go and check on her next team because they're going to be on
Oh,
the ice.
that's true. That's true, yeah.
And so Neamh has actually, she's relocated her entire life, supported by her family, to train in America with Daniel and Trudy. And that kind of story, we hear that often. That
yeah.
And in the formation of a pair team or an ice dance team, one part of that team will have to make a huge...
Well, you know, and also if you have the resources and you have that certain time in life, which is not a long time, to chase the dream and to maximize, you do it. And parents will do that for their kids, right?
Oh, gosh.
Okay, you better get to questions here because we're running out of content.
Thinking we're going to be running straight into the next group.
Yeah.
So you and I have had a question coming in on the International Skating Union social media channel as to what our favorite figure skating event was while we were still competing.
Oh my God, mine is so long ago that I think, you know, there were no doors. They were just caves that were carved. That was carved. So it's really hard to. No. That we competed in. That we participated in. Well, for me, it would have been the World Championships. No, I guess maybe Oberstdorf. I actually ended up winning Oberstdorf, but I didn't know it. I'm eating schnitzel up in the restaurant.
No way.
And somebody came up to me and said, "Get your skates on." I said, "What for?" Like, you know, finish. I don't know. I was like, I thought it was third or fourth or whatever. I said, "Because you won." And I said,
amazing.
In my mind's going, "No, finish the schnitzel." Right? Yeah, that was it. Oberstdorf is iconic in the world of skating. So I think anytime you go to Oberstdorf, it's great. Here's the scores. 28.21 for Neamh and Danielle, and that'll put them currently in the 6th place at the moment. Okay, we're going to take a very, very short break. I don't know if we've got time to go to the videos. Don't worry about that. If they play it, they play it. If not, we'll be back in just a few moments. Stay with us.